Washington journalist Brian Beary is an expert on the European Union. He's joining us now to discuss the seemingly big blow to Brexit. It seems to turn things sort of upside down. What do you make of it?
It does. It's a bit of a shock. It's been quite a tumultuous few months, and this is yet another turn up. I think it's good news for the Remainers in that it definitely kicks the can down the road several months at least. And for the Brexiters, not good news. And the leader of their campaign, Nigel Farage, clearly not happy today when he was interviewed.
Talk to me, because I thought it was interesting. We had a chance to visit the person who brought this case. It's kind of an interesting backstory, isn't it?
Yes, she's a 51-year-old lady, Gina Miller, who was born in Guyana in South America and raised in Britain, and is now part of I guess you'd call it the City of London, an investment manager, which is quite an exotic background, but also telling that she's from the City of London, because the constituency that voted most heavily to remain in the UK was the City of London, I think by about 70%. So not a coincidence that that's her background.
And the interesting thing is, as I was reading about this today, is there's kind of a domino effect. There's a lot of people saying that there may be a snap election now. The Prime Minister's got to line up her proper MP votes in this regard. There seems to be buyer's remorse among so many people who voted, who thought, well, I'll just do this on a lark. How does all of this play into this unique stew that we're seeing over in the UK?
Well, Theresa May has a tough decision to make in the coming weeks. The election would normally be held in 2020. She could ask for an early election. And the gamble there would be that because the Conservative Party would likely win, she could come with a heavier majority, and she could have a parliament that's more favourable to what she wants, which is a sort of a clean and simple Brexit, as moving as swiftly as possible. But of course, when you call any national election, you just don't know what will happen, and who knows what she could end up with in terms of the parliamentary makeup. It's true, though, that right now, probably a majority of MPs before the referendum were saying they wanted to remain in. And so that's telling, because even though most of them now say they have to respect the will of the people, you know that you're talking about a parliamentary body that didn't really want to go down that road. And so when the debate comes up and the potential new legislation comes up, they're going to let those views color their interventions in that process.
What about the folks who want to remain? Obviously, they have to see this as helping their cause. How do you see all of this shaking out in the days ahead? What's going to be the next phase in all of this?
Well, I was thinking about this, and looking to the future, you may see a kind of centrist coalition forming, in the sense of people who wanted to leave the EU but remain within the single market aspect, could team up with the people who wanted the UK to stay in the EU but now know that they have to respect the will of the people in the referendum. And so they could push for a negotiating mandate where the UK tries to stay in the single market, so that's the full free movement of people, services, capital and goods in both directions. And of course, that's something that the hard Brexiters don't want. Notably, they don't want Brussels making the regulations for UK businesses, and they don't want EU nationals being able to arrive and work in the UK at their liberty.
So in a sense, just as murky as it was yesterday.
Even murkier.
Brian Beary, thanks so much.